The Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria (CIBN) has pragmatically and consistently grown from a humble institute and has become loud in the Nigerian financial sector under consecutive councils headed by past presidents. Under Dr Ken Opara, FCIB, the 22nd President and Chairman of Council, the Institute brand visibility and acceptance has become prominent not only in Nigeria but globally. Dr Ken Opara, FCIB, took over the leadership of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria in May 2022 and has led its governing council and management successfully for 2 years. Without mincing words, those 2 years can be unequivocally described not only as progressive but eventful and highly engaging.
Ken has done extraordinarily well, creating new partnerships for the Institute, both locally and globally, improving tremendously on some of the things he has made on the ground.
One of the things he has done is to raise the bar very high for the Institute, and also in terms of finances, the finances of the Institute is very healthy.
From his early days in the banking sector, Dr. Ken has demonstrated his uniqueness through an uncommon commitment to work, a character that led him to make outstanding contributions to the Lagos branch of the Institute, where he served as a member. At this level, it was clear that Dr. Ken would not only rise to the #1 position in CIBN, but he would make remarkable impact that will lift the Institute a great deal.
Dr. Ken Opara demonstrated commitment, he demonstrated dedication, he demonstrated integrity and character.
Ken Opara is a simple-going person, unassuming, very respectful, and intelligent.
His journey into the financial sector was clearly a choice made early in life when he sought admission into the University of Nigeria Nsukka to study finance. Graduating with a second-class upper division, he proceeded to obtain a master's degree in business administration from the same institution. His quest for higher knowledge in the financial world led Dr. Ken Opara, FCIB, to obtain a doctorate degree in credit management from the University of Panama. While these educational accomplishments have solidified his corporate personality, it should be boldly stated that the leadership accomplishments of Dr. Opara in CIBN and in every other place of his impact is creditable to his humane character and his gaze on value creation. It is accentuable that Dr. Ken's leadership qualities were noticed in his days at the campus, leading to his election as the Vice President of the Finance Students Association.
So first, Ken is very unassuming. He's humble. He doesn't come to you as, oh, I know. He's, oh, how can we make it work? He puts the facts on the table and asks for ideas, and the best idea to prevail. So his style allows wisdom to play the key role on the table. He displays honesty, he is accountable. I work closely with Dr. Ken Opara at least for the past 15 years, both at the Lagos branch and at the CIBN headquarters and as an office holder. Ken Opara is a special person, he's an amiable person, a leadership in the real sense of the word.
According to the words of Theodore M. Hesburgh, the very essence of leadership is that you have to have vision. You can't blow an uncertain trumpet. At the event of his investiture, Dr. Ken, 2 years ago, promised CIBN a future, an acronym of his strategic focus within the 2 years of his administration. He promised to advance financial innovation and transformation of the Institute, deal with industry uncertainty, entrench trade finance collaboration, unveil pathways for membership growth, re-engineer and rebrand the industry's business model around Gen Z, and strengthen ethical conduct and governance. Unambiguously, Dr. Ken did not only meet these goals, but surpassed them in figures and value.
Over 23,000 membership under its administration. It's unprecedented. The Institute crossed the 1 billion mark in net operating surplus, again under the administration of Dr. Ken Opara.
On October 31, 2023, CIBN, led by Dr. Ken, launched the maiden edition of the SMP AMP MBA Chartered Banker Program in collaboration with the Lagos Business School. CIBN has also fully commenced the remote online proctoring examinations, starting with the April 2023 examinations diet, and has launched a stand-alone FinTech certification program in collaboration with FinTech NGR and Financial Services Innovators FSI.
Dr. Ken Opara, FCIB, served very loyally and very dutifully as well and made so many achievements. And that reminds me of the American model of leadership called ACL, Action Centered Leadership, in which the individual at the helm of affairs would know his objectives, determine his team, and then build the profiles of his team so that they can achieve results. He has done precisely that.
Of course, he built on the tradition of past presidents, but to have led the council and the institute during this very challenging period without denting us or attracting a dent to the franchise of the institute, Ken deserves a lot of commendation.
Dr. Ken Opara's achievements in these 2 years are pillars that have raised the Institute standards and have become the platform for future accelerated growth. The conception of the Generation Next program, which also aligns with the expansion of the Institute's tertiary linkage collaborations, has created a strong foundation for sustained growth.
These past 2 years of Dr. Ken Opara at the CIBN has been fantastic. He has built on what was done before, but I think he's taken it several notches higher. He has done a lot to reinforce the interest of the professional body and the institute on youth development, bringing in a lot more engaging initiatives that would make the youth want to be a part of what we're doing. Because what is the future of banking without the youth?
The maiden edition of the Generation Next Forum, held on August 3, 2023, recorded a gathering of over 8,000 participants and had viewing centers across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The Generation Next Forum symbolizes the recognition of the importance of the young minds who are the torchbearers of not only the banking industry's future, but the future of our nation and the world. CIBN, under Dr. Ken Opara's administration, embarked on the second phase of the CIBN legacy projects, thereby bringing the total number of learning legacy projects of the Institute across the country to 9. The Olabisi Onabanjo University Agoiwoye Legacy Project, Nnamdi Azikiwe University Awka, Anambra State, and Kwara State University were all completed, in addition to the earlier commissioned projects.
Those facilities are lifetime facilities that will be used by students in those institutions, and they'll remember as much as those institutions churn out students, using those facilities. Remember that it was Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria under the leadership of Ken Opara, PhD, FCIB, that did that.
Also wisely said by Martin Luther King Jr. is that a genuine leader is not a searcher for consensus, but a molder of consensus. Dr. Ken Opara's ability to work closely with members of the council, management and staff of CIBN is a demonstration of his inclination to listen to inputs, galvanize them, and produce impressive objectives. This is an attribute rightly labeled wisdom by those around him.
Dr. Ken Opara is such a quintessential and visionary leader. He is a man with a Midas touch. He is forward-looking, future-driven, and value-minded leader. One thing I cannot forget about him is that he begins with the end in mind and he keeps his focus. Working with him in these last 2 years as the Registrar Chief Executive, reporting directly to him, has been such a wonderful experience, awesome experience, very cordial relationship, very good working relationship. He guides, he leads, he advises, and he reprimands.
The joy of every leader is to see that the person that succeeded him also becomes successful. And I can beat my chest that Ken Opara had succeeded, and he has even raised the banner. He has done much more than what we have done before.
This 2-year period has brought the Chartered Institute of Bankers to a higher level. In his activities, he has been so diversified.
He has kept the institute on a growth trajectory.
Dr. Ken Opara, he is a testament of God's grace and faithfulness. One unique thing about him really is he is very, very appreciative. He has listening here. He is not too aggressive, but he actually, in a systematic manner, gets things done.
Indeed, Dr. Ken Opara is a forward-looking, future-minded and value-driven professional. He began building his future way back because he was forward-looking to the corporate needs ahead of him, being driven by the unrelenting quest to create value. Ken Opara went ahead to build himself professionally in readiness to assume leadership roles. He has attended executive management programs at the Harvard Business School, Lagos Business School, Kellogg School of Management, INSEAD, and others. Dr. Ken Opara, FCIB, is a board member of the Global Education Standard Board, GBESTB. Built academically and professionally, Dr. Ken Opara, FCIB, currently occupies the position of Executive Director in charge of Southwest at Fidelity Bank PLC, having worked with Omega Bank PLC, Equatorial Trust Bank, and Mani Bank. Dr. Ken Opara, FCIB, is not only successful at CIBN and indeed other areas of his corporate circle, he is also successful in his family and social circles. Dr. Ken Opara, FCIB. CIBN celebrates you. Your amiable wife and beautiful children celebrate you. Your community, friends, and associates celebrate you. We can't but wish you the best in your future endeavor. The future leader.